Are back. Thanks for staying with us. It's been quite an interesting week, I'd say.
Yes.
A lot of trending conversations, a lot of trending topics. But there's this particular one that sort of got my attention.
No, share it.
I think this particular post was on Monday, right? It was on Bami what's
Bastille?
Bami Bestowed, right?
Okay.
Teddy A's wife. I'm trying to remember her name now.
Okay.
Bami. I think Bam Bam.
Bam Bam.
Yes,
I think Bam Bam,
Bam
yes.
Bam. That's her name. So I think it was in the early hours of the morning or in the middle of the night. So she was asking for help because according to the video, they were trying to seek help for a woman who was just recently, who they rescued
Wow.
from committing suicide. So according to the narration in the video, the husband was forcing her to commit suicide, and then in the house the husband was in the house, his side chick, two brothers. So it wasn't specified in the video if it was two of her, according to the caption, if it was her brothers or the husband's brothers, right? And then three children,
Wow.
one whom she is currently breastfeeding. And she was, seeking for help and seeking for, where she could take this lady to, to protect her and to help her. And I'm really glad that a lot of Nigerians swung into action.
Yeah.
We saw people started, dropping comments. She got a lot of phone calls, people suggesting centers and, help centers, shelters, which, she could take this woman to. But it was basically a cry for help,
Yeah.
and this is just one in so many women and young girls that are that are currently in, abusive relationships and
Yeah.
similar situations. And there's someone to help them.
I feel it's very, insightful to hear that we are using social media this way.
Yes.
Because there are so many people that are going through domestic violence and pressure to
Yeah.
take their lives, and no one is saying anything about it.
I agree.
There are some of these people, women that you would even rescue, and they will tell you, I still love my husband. I was doing it for my children. I'm doing it for my family. So to have Bam Bam use her platform, because I know Bam Bam would always want to use it more for content and her personal fashion style and everything. But for her to use a platform is huge. It's big. There are so many things happening behind closed doors with married couples that when you begin to hear the stories and you read, sometimes you think this thing is fiction.
Yeah.
You would think it's fake. Why will a man ask his wife to commit suicide? Why? I mean, the rate of separation and divorce has really gone up. But
Yes.
then,
Actually, according
telling
to
your
reports,
wife to take her life?
yes, according to reports, between last year and this year, there's been quite an increase in the rate of divorces and separations. More so, there's also been a lot of focus on gender abuse.
Yes.
Especially, from the, we're not saying the men are not getting abused, but in terms of, so I was having a conversation with, a colleague over the weekend. It was a meeting, and we were basically discussing a theme for the International Women's Day, which is bordered on accelerate action.
Yeah.
And it's talking about how, as women, we need to come together and act towards gender-based violence, because more times in the last couple of months, there's been a lot of media reports on women abuse all over the world. And it's very sad. And like I said earlier on, it is a cry for help. And we are glad that we're in a time where we're able to use our social media as a tool for, taking action, for demanding the change that we want to see.
And also exposing the act itself.
Exactly.
Because I read online, I think it was 3 days ago, a story of a lady who reported domestic violence from her husband to her mother. And she told her mother that she got slapped and she was hit on the right side of her eye by the man.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. And then she came on then and said that, oh, no, it didn't happen. Her husband loves her.
You know, it's...
You know, I saw that, and I thought it was really sad.
Some women have started, you know, and I don't say this to mock anyone, but some women have started the act of, they now understand how to apply makeup when there is an injury on the face. They now start
to cover
the
up.
whole thing up. And
Yes.
to me, these are things you need to put out to the public, because you're not just saving yourself, you're saving so many other people that are going through this as well.
And the biggest issue has always been, if I leave this relationship, what's going to happen to me? We've seen cases of women, you know, staying in relationships because of their children.
Yes.
Because they lack financial freedom. Even, they're not even given the chance to express, you know, their financial freedom, which is really, really, really sad. And what I would say to that is, there are a lot of communities now that encourage sisterhood. I think you should, you know, find one and, you know, see how you can get the support that you need, you know, to help yourself, to enable yourself, to, you know, you might not be in an environment that helps you to thrive, but you have to find a way to, you know, put yourself first.
Even before you get, you know, to join an NGO or a community that can help, I think it is very important you get that one person
that you can talk to.
Yes, that you can always talk to. Sometimes when you
the
say...
problem usually with just finding one person to talk to is, you're not even sure if that person is actually at giving you the right advice.
Yes. But you know, at least when, like they always say, a problem shared is half solved.
Well, true.
The moment you have someone that you can say, and you can be very honest too, and you say, this is what happened to me yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. At least you are one way or the other solving that problem, because you are going to hear another advice. You're going to hear something from someone else. Now, I'm not saying you should just tell any random person. Someone you know that cares about you, someone that understands. Yeah, you can confide in someone that understands you, and someone that would also be real with you. Because sometimes, you know, sometimes you hear someone say, oh, what happened last week? He shouted at me. And then I want to leave the marriage. And the person says, calm down now. Yes, he shouted, but calm down. Because people can take it to the extreme. And the annoying part is sometimes when you write these things on social media, just because we don't have, especially Twitter, where we can't read the emotions that are being written. Sometimes you read these things and you're like...
And you're judging
and you're already judging the whole thing without hearing it. Now, I'm not saying in any way or form that if I hear from the guy who asks his wife to commit suicide, I would probably say, oh, yes, that's the right thing to do. I would never support that. But I think sometimes it's always very important to hear from the other side.
But in this kind of situation, I think what's pertinent to do, what's the first thing to do is, you know, save this person, find a way to help them, find a way to take them out of that situation first.
Absolutely.
Before you begin to find out what happened, what did not happen, what she did, what she did not do. Because this is someone's life that is at stake. Also, someone watching right now might say, oh, I don't know how to go about this. Social media has provided that platform for, you know, where there are loads of blogs right now, whether they're parenting blogs, mom blogs, sisterhood blogs, you know, that are, you know, seeking, that where people go on to seek advice. And then you also get people who would also come forward to help you and provide solutions for you.
Yes.
Also, there are NGOs as well. Let's not also forget the Domestic Violence Response Team, Violence and Sexual Response Team, DSVRT. You can look them up. They're very available. They're very accessible. They're very big on, you know, domestic and sexual violence. Also, finally, I need to say this quickly. If you are a young girl, you're not in a marriage situation, you're in a relationship, or you are even okay, let's not just focus on the women now. Let's focus on the men, because men are also going through domestic violence or whatever violence.
I was going to defend the men after you were done, but go ahead.
But if you're in that kind of situation, if you're in a relationship where it's, you know, where you're being abused verbally or physically or sexually,
or emotionally,
please, or emotionally, leave that relationship. Leave that relationship. You don't deserve it as a human being. Even if you're the worst person, even if you have a really bad character, you don't deserve it. Leave that relationship and, you know, seek help. Seek help. Don't stay in it.
All right. That's deep. I don't know, I could just feel the emotions and your veins coming out.
Yeah,
That's
because
dope.
I mean, I imagine my daughter, I have 2 daughters, so imagine them being in that kind of situation.
I get it. I get it. For those of you at home that would like to join the conversation or you want to share your story as well, you can always use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Let us hear the stories that you have. You can also share your problems with using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Yeah, no, you can share your problems with I really don't know so much about this.
Go on to domestic violence and sexual response.
But you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah,
to share your thoughts.
And we will be right back on that note, people. The show continues. Stay with us.
All right.